Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hope Collective channel. Today I've been guided to start off my pick a card, selecting 4 groups, 4 piles, 4 significator cards from the Tea Leaf Oracle. Spirit guides, help me select the cards for the significators of each pile of this pick a card. And also, Spirit guides, is there a topic or theme? No, they're saying this is just going to be a different topic or theme for each of the 4 piles. This is also the first time I've been guided to use 4 piles instead of 3 for a pick a card. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we have. For pile 1, we have Firecracker, Excitement. Awesome. Seems like we might be finding out what you have to be excited about if you are drawn to pile 1. For pile 2, we have Leg, Stepping into a new experience, new beginnings, what's on the horizons for you. For pile 3, we have Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. That'll be exciting to find out what that's about. And Teardrops, Great Personal Sorrow for pile 4. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm getting the energy of comfort for piles 3 and 4, like reassurance that you're on the right path and redirection for any areas where you might need to be guided to stay on the quote-unquote straight and narrow, and with the Teardrops card for pile 4, comfort for areas where you might have been suffering recently or might be currently suffering. So take a moment to tune into which of these piles, whether it's one or multiple or all of them, you are connecting with as resonating and feeling like you have messages to hear in that pile from your higher self or your spirit guides. And I will see you at your reading. Hello, Group 1. Welcome to your reading. This is your pile if you chose the Firecracker Tea Leaf Oracle card with the keyword Excitement. I love how much this Firecracker looks like a dragon's tail to me, especially since dragons are, of course, also creatures of fire. I just heard fire cannot harm a dragon. That gives me this sense that some of you are excited about something that also entails some element of risk. And it might not be any sort of serious danger. It might be, for example, the risk of opening your heart again after a long period of rehabilitation from past wounds. And there's always risk in opening one's heart, but it's not necessarily like what we would consider a risky, dangerous, perilous endeavor. And getting really excited about that is awesome. So that fire cannot harm a dragon thing is like, oh, you're getting into your natural element, and it feels kind of sparkling and risky at the same time. I hope that makes sense. Sparkling and sparky at the same time. Like, if you have a natural talent at something, but you've been neglecting it for a long time in the interest of survival, it can feel really thrilling, but also kind of emotionally dangerous to get back into that area of pursuit or that creative talent. So that would apply to really investing in relationships again after a long time of being hunkered down on work or just surviving, or like I said, rehabilitating, or that could be like, I've always loved painting and I'm kind of scared to get back into it because I was really good at it, you know, when I was a student, and now it's been 20 years and I'll feel like I'm starting as a beginner again, but I'm also really excited. I'm a little scared of failure. I'm a little scared of feeling rusty. I'm a little scared of disappointing myself or being let down, letting myself or someone else down, or being let down by someone else. But I'm also incredibly excited to get my feet wet again and dip my toes in again and dive in again. There's that feeling, whether it is about relationships or about a creative pursuit or a career change, reconnecting with an old friend or family member. So I hope that's making sense. That's a very specific version of excitement. I'm being drawn to the Energy Oracle deck next. Let's see what this has for us. energy oracle deck. What wisdom do you have for us, spirit guides? What messages do you have for us for pile 1? Woman holding a coin. That's so funny because that was actually at the bottom of the deck before I started shuffling. And I'm being drawn to that black cat. A lot of times we talk about, in metaphorical language, people in relationships as golden retrievers or black cat. So that does speak to you being someone who has maybe been a quote-unquote black cat in relationships for a while. A little mysterious, a little bit reserved, but is finding yourself willing to open up to the right people, like not letting go of your discernment, but really excited about letting people in. And then we have a woman holding a coin, which is definitely a signifier of connections leading to abundance. 42 might resonate with some of you as a particularly meaningful number, because in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that number is labeled as the meaning of life. The answer to the question, what is the meaning of life, is 42 in that comedy series. Let's see. Okay, I'm being guided to pull more from the Energy Oracle deck. All right, this one jumped out. Third chakra, Archangel Camille. And pardon me if I'm mispronouncing that name. Feel free to let me know how it should be pronounced if you are actually familiar with it. The resonance between the third chakra representation and the coin that the woman is holding is definitely speaking to me, and also the sun-like halo behind this figure. And this coin is sitting right over the third and second chakras here, the sacral and solar plexus chakras. Something you may have heard me say in readings before, a lot of times when I'm reading tarot, I will read pentacles as not only tangible financial or material value and resources, but seeing value in yourself, self-worth. The third chakra is all about that, self-worth and self-empowerment, free will, and confidence. And the way this woman happens to be holding the coin right over that, and the cat is known for their confidence. They don't need someone else. They choose people that they want. So that does speak to you. Okay. Yes, I'm getting a picture now here. You are the woman holding the coin, or the figure holding the coin. You are becoming really deeply connected and rooted into you being the sole holder, sole shareholder even, of your self-worth. You are the only one in possession of your self-esteem, your confidence. Yes, the actions of other people affect how you feel, and that affects how your confidence levels fluctuate on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis. But at the end of the day, you are the one holding the coin. You're the holder of the resources, the wealth of gold that is you, your heart of gold. This is connecting actually to the general collective reading I just did, that I most recently posted before this. So that's interesting. But you connecting to that is giving you that cat-like confidence that allows discernment to flourish when you know, okay, I don't need you. So if you tick me off, I'm fine with turning my back on you. And of course, not just in a petty way. Sometimes we laugh about cats potentially doing that in a petty way, right? But if someone ticks you off in the sense of not respecting your boundaries, it's a very valuable skill to be willing to walk away. That's not just petty. That's not mere triviality, I'm hearing. Like this woman is, and the cat appear to be in the lap of luxury, and seeing yourself as worth being high maintenance, worth being the one maintaining yourself, and worth only letting in people who agree with you that, yeah, it's worth the effort to maintain such a valuable relationship. People who will reciprocate that with you, those are the people that this cat-like essence wants around and wants to be around and will rub up to and lean into, as opposed to the people that this cat-like essence would turn away from. And this rooted self-confidence burns so brightly that it kind of naturally burns away anything not in alignment with it that would try to get close to it. And so similarly, you holding this rooted essence, this cat-like confidence, you might be finding that you're drawn to cat spirit animal totems, like black panthers, especially with the black cat here, but also house cats, other big cats, whatever the case may be. Where was I? Yeah, this is allowing you to, this rooted self-confidence is allowing you to make it very simple and easy on yourself, as simple as a cat walking away, strutting away, when you need to set boundaries and walk away from relationships, instead of it being something that you agonize and overthink and collapse into self-doubt or shame about when you're worried about, oh, am I doing the wrong thing or the right thing walking away from this person? Am I protecting myself or am I ruining a relationship? That sort of thing. And that ease is also opening up in the sense of connecting to the right people. It's making it so much easier to connect to the right people because you're not constantly questioning and second guessing. Am I trusting them too much? Am I oversharing? Am I pushing them away? Am I not sharing enough? Am I reaching out enough? Am I reaching out too little? Because you're trusting your instincts, just like the cat trusts that they will land on their feet. You're trusting your instincts to signal to you what your boundaries are, when and how to set them and enforce them and act on them, including the boundaries of, I actually desire more connection with this person, and so I'm going to seek it out. That's a boundary just as much as, this isn't working for me, and so I'm going to cut this off. Just different versions. And that ease of flow also participates in allowing an abundance of connection. Help me with the words for this, spirit guides, because it's not just about an abundance of wealth coming in, although this does participate in that vibration. I'm getting that very strongly. This opening up to the flow instead of feeling like you need to be closed off to the flow in order to protect yourself is allowing, it's increasing the ease of your ability to allow financial abundance to flow into your life. And it's also more than that. It's allowing a sense of ease and security to flow into your life in the sense of secure connections, all of the things that comprise security in addition to financial security, because secure relationships are, I would argue, actually more foundational to human felt sense of security than financial security, even though financial security, I would then say, would be the second sort of rung after relationship security. That's not to say that it's wrong to sort of go about seeking one before the other. It's not necessary in all cases to seek one before the other. You can seek both at once. You can allow both to flood in or flow in, trickle in at once. I hope this is making sense. This abundance in radiance as well, because there's an abundance in allowing yourself to radiate out abundantly and without thought, without holding yourself back, without restraint or reserve or hesitation, allowing yourself to be yourself in an expressive way. That is a huge part of the radiance of the third chakra, and that is also part of participating in this active flow that lets you receive abundance, because by expressing your true gifts, you become more willing to put yourself in situations where they are valued and to cultivate them into skills that you can utilize in exchange for other types of abundance and security, like in exchange for money. Hope this is making sense. This is really exciting. Okay, I'm being drawn to the Unfolding Path Tarot. get grounded and centered again, Spirit. What other messages do you have for group 1? What other messages do you have for group 1, please? Spirit guides and higher selves of group 1. The excitement pile, the firecracker pile. Interesting. Okay, we have the Two of Wands. Was this upright or in reverse, Spirit? They're saying upright. Okay. And then we also have this card coming out, the Emperor. Also upright, and there's some echoing here. We have the golden globe, so to speak, similar to the coin and the solar plexus chakra. Yeah, the Emperor is really confirming that energy. Okay. Okay. And the Two of Wands is setting out on a new journey. The world is this figure's oyster, and they're able to fearlessly set out on the new journey regardless of whether they do experience fears about it, because their excitement is bigger than their fear, their passion, their love, their heart. Whatever is fueling them is bigger than any fears that are arising at the outset of this new journey. It doesn't mean that they're perfect or perfectly ready and can't improve. They're at the beginning of the journey. Of course improvements are going to happen. Of course stumbles are going to happen. But the excitement is bigger than any fears, and where there's a will, there's a way. We're talking about the free will and the empowerment of the third chakra. It's like this verve and zeal and zest for the journey is ready to burn away any obstacles that arise. And sometimes that will be with thoughtful problem solving. Sometimes that will be with surrender to Spirit. But there's a call here to be willing to actually rest on your laurels, in a sense of resting in your confidence in both yourself, like the cat landing on its feet, and Spirit to catch you and guide you through and around any obstacles that arise. They're saying you've more than earned that confidence in yourself to land on your feet and also pick yourself back up if you do stumble and fall off your feet. And Spirit is there for you as well. I'm being drawn to the purple rose in the coin holder's hair and all the other purple on this card. And then this figure in the Two of Wands is also wearing a purple outfit. It speaks to that connection with Spirit, especially the rose in the hair being resting on the crown chakra, and similar to the blossoming open of the lotus of the crown chakra. That connection to your purpose is a really big trait of the crown chakra, as well as the connection to Spirit and spiritual guidance in your higher self. That connection to your purpose and that willingness to go all in on it and say, this is why I came into this life and nothing's going to stop me. If it's hard, it's worth it. The same way, like, I'm allowed to be a high maintenance. I'm the one maintaining it. This is my mission. If it takes some effort, that's okay, because I was called to it for a reason. I was not called to something I can't handle. And maybe it is something that other people would find too difficult, but not me. And also, I don't necessarily have to do it all alone. I can connect to Spirit and ask Spirit to help me connect with the other people. We were talking about opening up to relationships and connections, the collaborators, the people who would join hands with me and be aligned with my purpose, who would be filled and fueled. How do I phrase this, Spirit? The people who would find it fulfilling to participate in what is also fulfilling for me, where there would be that reciprocity, and both or all of you would be fed by the pursuits that you engage in together, whether it's an exchange where one of you is giving something and the other's taking it and vice versa, or whether it is you're all kind of pooling resources into the same mission and you all derive some sort of nourishment, some sort of fulfillment, some sort of satisfaction passion, purpose, mission, drive from that. Really, really exciting energy, but really grounded excitement. Like there is gas in the tank. This is not just excitement that is a castle in the sky. This is excitement that has fuel to run on, and really grounded ability to prepare and carry through, follow through. I'm being drawn to the Ostara Tarot to pull more messages. What else does group 1 need to know about this spirit? I don't think this is going to be a super long message. So what else does pile 1 need to know? What else does pile 1 need to know, please? What else does the firecracker excitement pile need to know? What else would help them to understand? What would benefit them to hear right now? Okay, we have this card coming out. The Hierophant. Trust in the wisdom of your elders and trust in your own wisdom in the areas where you are experienced and have expertise. So some of you may have elders in your life that you shy away from reaching out to because you feel like you would be a burden, or you don't want to admit when you feel lost, or whatever the case may be. It could be any of a myriad of reasons. But trust in the wisdom of your elders is something I heard really strongly. And of course, we've talked about discernment and self-confidence a little bit already in this reading, so that's not to blindly follow elders or tradition or conventional wisdom. But this is the context in which this is coming out is really speaking to, maybe you've swung the pendulum away from conventional wisdom and from tradition and from trusting elders or authority because of how much they have not served you in the past. And don't swing the pendulum so far in that direction that you don't recognize what an incredible, abundant wealth of resources those people can actually be in your life. How supportive they can be. Sometimes they have a lot more stability than younger people, and they are sometimes very happy to share that because it reminds them of, you know, I wish someone had done this for me when I was younger, or if this were my child, I would want someone else to do this for them, etc., etc. They can very much be those people where it is mutually fulfilling for them to provide aid, and they derive some sort of satisfaction from how you flourish with that aid. We have the plant thriving in the pot at the top here. Don't be too quick to dismiss the potential of your elders to help. Yes, of course, don't turn back to situations that have caused trauma, but sometimes we can get so focused on generational trauma, ancestral trauma, breaking quote-unquote generational curses, that we forget that there's ancestral gifts, and that although perhaps we've experienced people who don't seem to have gotten wiser as they got older, many people have gained a whole lot of wisdom as they have trekked through life, and you don't need to blaze that trail a second time if they've already blazed it for you. Go ahead and learn from their mistakes, learn from their journey, mine them for wisdom, ask them questions, interview them. We have the open book here. It's like these, and the pages are even falling it out. It's like these people want to share the knowledge. They are an open book. It's yours for the taking, yours for the reading. There's even a candle. Like it's not dark, it's not a struggle. They'll tell you their stories. They'll tell you so much that could benefit you. Stop hesitating to ask. Very clear message there. Fascinating. And there's so much green and gold in this specific Hierophant. Those colors are common in the Hierophant descriptions, but this one in particular really reminds me of like Archangel Raphael and very divine healing green and gold energy. With that coming through, as well as the Archangel Camille coming through in the number 37, third chakra, solar plexus card, don't hesitate to call on your spirit guides, your spiritual elders, your angels and archangels. They also wish to help. They're also available for assistance. That's what they're there for. I'm feeling this immense urge to say that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. It's almost like someone is like placing their hands down and lowering their face over a desk, like to look you in the eyes and go like, this is what we're here for. Ask us. There's so much passion there. Like, stop holding back. What made you feel like you were such a burden that you don't even want to ask us? And we're not even physical humans who have like time and resource constraints in that really specific, 3D bound way. Like, don't be afraid to ask us, of all people. I love that energy and that lightheartedness coming through as well. And again, they're excited to help with this excitement energy kind of ruling the day here. Sorry about the tarot card box making that loud noise. But excitement energy ruling the day. Like, they are excited to help. They're excited for you. They're excited for what's to come. They want to share this bountiful future with you. And they know that it belongs to you. Let them show you that. Don't hide from it. Don't hide from your rightful inheritance, is what they're saying. And with that, let's see. Any final messages? They're drawing me to the Frequency Tarot for final messages for this group. Final messages for this group, please, Spirit Guides. What else does group 1, the Excitement Firecracker group, need to hear? What else would they benefit from understanding or hearing or knowing or getting some insight into? How else can we help and serve group 1 today? Meditation number 36. This came up in reverse in the reading that I mentioned a few minutes ago, the general collective reading I posted right before this one. Let's see what the upright meaning is, because we read the reversed meaning in that pile. If you have drawn this card upright, you would benefit by meditation in any of its various forms. With the hectic pace and demands of modern life, many people feel stressed, unclear, and overworked. Sound familiar? By training your mind to induce a desired state of consciousness, you will soon change your perception completely. Mindfulness is crucial for you at this time. Try out every type of meditation that calls to you in order to find the ones that work for you the best and make a daily habit of it. Yeah, we were talking about the groundedness of this excitement. I think that's part of why the mindfulness and meditation are crucial for you. So that you can stay in reality. And if you did come here from the general reading that I mentioned, or if you go there after this, there was a theme in the reversed energy of this card and in that reading as a whole of not trying to bypass flaws or how messy life can be. Embracing that life is supposed to be messy. It's meant to be messy. It's not meant to feel good all the time. Nothing is meant to be perfect. And we were talking about that with the Two of Wands here. The excitement being bigger than fear and not being scared to make a mess, being excited actually to make a mess and to learn from it. So with the 36 meditation card being upright in conjunction with all of this confidence and grounded excitement and Two of Wands energy, the Emperor energy, and these major arcana, the Emperor and the Hierophant, like you are ready to take on the world like the Two of Wands here. You're ready to make a mess and not take it personally. You're ready to make a mess and not take it personally, but actually see it as a sign that you're doing something right. Firecrackers explode into bits. They create a huge mess. And we decide that it's worth it because we love the light so much. And that's kind of similar to that energy we were talking about with opening your heart. It's like cracking open the heart feels messy and raw and can sometimes involve heartbreak or going back into old heartbreaks to heal them. And it's worth it to crack open the shell and get to be expansive, get to fill the heart with light, get to experience the fleeting beauty of human life and passion and connections. In the scheme of the universe, each individual lifetime is like a firecracker, ephemeral, messy, loud, and glorious. And you're coming back into like centering yourself around that awareness of this is, like Mary Oliver says, this is your one wild and precious life. What do you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? I don't know if she used the word plan. What do you intend to do? What will you do with your one wild and precious life? And instead of it, with that meditation card having been in reverse in the previous reading and upright now, and this passion and excitement, Two of Wands, setting out, embarking on a new journey, and the confidence of the Emperor, and the backing, the stability of the Hierophant behind you. It's like you're kind of coming out of the shadows or the cage of seeing that what will you do with your one wild and precious life as pressure and as only an invitation to let yourself down and experience awful failure, devastating, exquisite pain from failure, and kind of turning that perception on its head, like we talked about in the general reading, in a different way, but in the way that it is here, turning that perception on its head and going, wait a second, that's an invitation to enjoy mucking things up, to go, this life is over in a bang and a flash regardless, so why not make the most of it? No one arrives at death safely, so why not enjoy the ride? Why not make it raucous? It could be I'm here for a good time, not a long time energy, but it can go in hand with trying to be here for as long as you can, but recognizing that even that is still short and of infinite worth, no matter how short it is, so why not squeeze every last drop of juice out of it? There's no success and failure, because all lives end in death anyway. So any success or failure in between now and then is just a bumpy ride. It's nothing more or less than that. Like I was saying, be ready to make a mess and not take it personally, not make it personal, not make it mean anything about your worth, with all this stuff about worth and self-esteem and confidence. I hope this is making sense. And I think meditation of various kinds, whatever kinds work for you, could potentially be a touchstone for you, as well as communicating with people who have also been on this bumpy ride a little bit longer than you. These may be touchstones for you to help you remember that when you do start to get maybe swallowed by the darkness or fears or obstacles in the future. Because those ups and downs are normal. Those also are not to be taken personally and to mean that you are failing or doing something wrong. For me, spoken word poetry, I mentioned in that collective reading the poem Royal Heart by Andrea Gibson. Today it was Birthday by Andrea Gibson and The Madness Face by Andrea Gibson. Those spoken word poems, and also sometimes music, things like that, dancing, remind me of how fragile and precious and also not fragile at the same time life is, and that it's not worth trying so hard to preserve it that you actually take the opportunities of life for granted. I hope this pep talk is is working. Yeah, confining yourself to a cage for the rest of your life, like, is that worth what little comfort it provides? Or is that actually just taking life for granted and setting yourself up for regret for all the things you didn't try to do? A ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are for. And will you really ever regret anything as much as not trying? Would trying and failing really be worse? Or would it maybe actually be better, because at least you'll know you gave it everything you got, just like a firecracker. I'm hearing that Katy Perry song Firework now as well. Any last messages, Spirit? Any last guidance? Anything else to glean from this? Trust your wings, just like we were talking about the cat trusting itself to land on its feet. Trust your wings. You have put so much into nourishing them and building them and strengthening them and growing them. You've put in so much work. This runner in the Two of Wands appears to have really trained and set themselves up. They've gotten the sneakers, the sweat wicking clothes, the hairbands that set them up for success. You have put in all that work. Trust your wings to carry you. The bird on the branch doesn't rest their confidence in assuming that the branch won't break. They're trusting that their wings will carry them if it does. And also that there's another quote that's about It's not the lantern that lights our way, but the light inside the lantern. I'm getting that when I look at the candle in the Hierophant card. It's like, don't worry so much about the trappings, about how you look doing it. It's the light of your purpose, your mission, your fire, your zeal, what you have to say, what you have to do, what you have to convey and to bring to the world. It matters so much more than the package it is conveyed in. Stop, release yourself from the confines, the cages of worrying about the trappings and trying to make them appear perfect. How does it feel from the inside is way more important than how it looks from the outside. And the people who really need your message, your mission, your purpose, they need that light. They need the authenticity, the rawness. The wrappings are just going to get discarded. That's not what the people who really need it need. Anyone who is judging you on that is clearly not, at least at that time in their life, the person who really needs what you have to offer, or your target audience. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for the people who desperately need to light their candle off of yours. You're not doing it for the people who will go, oh, well, why didn't they get, a scented candle in a jar instead of a singular taped candle that's going to drip wax? Well, you know what? A lot of people are allergic to the scents, the fragrances of scented candles. And maybe you have a dish like this Hierophant figure that can be reused over and over again with many tapered candles. and so this is actually, the things that are bugs to some people are features to the people that are your target audience, that are your people. And that this is, again, going back to what we said earlier about having the ability to dismiss the people and things that are not for you with ease, like the cat, and to, with ease, allow in and, build at a healthy pace, trust and rapport with the people and situations that are for you, instead of living in so much second guessing and self-doubt that both letting in the right people and discerning the wrong people is difficult or overwrought. And this is, again, trust your wings, trust yourself, trust your mind, your instincts, your spirit, your wings, your heart, your gut, with the solar plexus especially. Trust your gut. It will not lead you astray. Thank you so much for being here, Group 1. I am very excited for you. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope that this has resonated. Please feel free to let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like or subscribe if you do enjoy this type of content, and I will see you in the next reading.